Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching Rinse and Repeat. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Priyanka. I know I have not uploaded a video in a really long time and I really apologize for it. I was just taking a much needed break. This is part 2 of how to grow watermelon and rockmelon from seeds. This is where we left off in the last video, where all the seeds that were germinated were planted in the soil, and this is sitting in my greenhouse ready to be planted. This one is 5-day old seedling and this is 10-day old. You can actually see the true leaves coming out as well. This here has been a month old seedling, which is not right. You have to make sure that you're planting it before it starts flowering. I just took a little bit of break from gardening, and that is why it's left in the seedling tray for long. But you make sure that you're planting it as soon as your soil is 60 to 70 Fahrenheit warm and no forecast of frost. The original soil in this bed was clay. I added potting mix and made it a bit draining, which is the best way to grow any melon. Ideally, this area would take 2 to 3 maximum of the melon seedlings, but I'm going to sow more and make sure that I am going to give them enough fertilizer and water, considering I'm planting more, and I'm going to keep a trellis behind this area to let the plants grow in different directions so they are not overlapping over each other. Melons don't like their roots to be disturbed, and that is why a lot of gardeners choose to just sow the seeds in the garden bed itself. But while you're doing this, and if you choose to have it in a seedling tray, make sure you're not disturbing the root as much as you can. If you're choosing to grow your rockmelon and watermelon in containers or grow bags, make sure the soil has enough compost in it, fertilize it often, and also water it quite often, at least up until they form the fruit, and then you can fertilize them less frequently and also water them less frequently. Rockmelons and some varieties of watermelons are really good climbers. So if you do not have enough space in your garden, make sure you're adding a little bit of support for them, and they will be happy. Now that they're planted, I'm just pushing the soil down, making it compact so the roots can hold on to the soil and grow further. This is a 1 month update after we planted all these seedlings in the soil. All the flowers you see here are male flowers. After 1 to 2 weeks of male flowers coming out, you will see the female flowers coming too. This update was really special for me because this was the first time I saw the female flower on my plant this year. You can spot a female flower by just looking at this tiny fruit behind it. It's just waiting to get pollinated. If it does not get pollinated, it turns into yellow color and falls off the plant. And if it does get pollinated, it grows into the bigger fruit. This is the only watermelon plant and it's not doing as great as the melons next to it. Melon plants do attract a lot of pests because of the sugar content in them. I had issues with snails. I used a pesticide that I made myself with neem oil. I will share that recipe with all of you in the next video. Now let's talk about sunlight. Sunlight is a very important component for melons to grow. It is important that you plant all your melon seedlings into a place in the garden, even if it is just in a container, where it at least gets 6 hours or more of sunlight every day. It is as important as fertilizing and it is as important as watering the plant because sunlight is the main component that gives that perfect sweetness to all the melons. Proper sunlight also makes sure that all the leaves are healthy and do not have any diseases or fungus. Now let's talk about watering. In comparison to other plants, melons do require more frequent watering. Make sure when you water the plant, you're watering the soil and not the leaves, because if they overlap and if they do not dry out and if they do not get enough sunlight, they might develop a fungus on them and it might lead to rotting of the whole plant. After you transplant the seeds up until you see the fruit, make sure you're giving a good dose of fertilizers. I use both solid and liquid fertilizers. Solid fertilizers are approximately twice a month and liquid fertilizers are as often as I can. As soon as I see the female flowers come on the plants, I make sure I give a good dose of liquid fertilizer. This is because it's quick to absorb. Now let's talk about pollination. If you have bees in your garden, this would not be an issue that you need to worry about. But if you see your female flowers just turning yellow in color and falling off or drying and falling off, that means that they are not being pollinated. which means that you have to do it yourself. Now for that, you can use a brush like I just showed before. You can use that to catch the male pollens and just transplant it into a female one, or you can do like I am showing right now. I just plucked off a male flower and just do as I show in the video, and use that method to transplant the pollens onto a female flower to pollinate. Here are the updates on the female flowers that have been pollinated and become a fruit. They grow in size pretty much every single day. Once they get to this stage, make sure you're giving it a cradle if they are in garden beds so that the worms don't eat it from underneath. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all my followers who messaged me to update the second part of this video. I will leave the link to the first part in the description box. Make sure you check that out if you are interested in growing it from seeds. But if you are interested in growing it from seedlings, you can buy the seedlings and just watch this video and be all successful with it. Just don't make the mistakes I made, and I made sure that I point that out in this video as well. Thank you so much for watching Rinse and Repeat. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please do not forget to subscribe for many such videos, and don't forget to say hi in the comment section. I will see you in the next video.